in regards to my humble opinion, what industries are going to do this, going to go up long, and we're talking about the macro view and an extended period of time, not on a monthly basis, weekly basis. You could trade peak to trough on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis if you want, and I have personally been doing that. And short is the same thing, right? You can trade the peaks and the troughs, right? Okay, the industries, in my humble opinion, Sleepy Waves, welcome back. Okay, now and we've talked about this, right? Gold, silver, mining, certain certain energy, let's say energy, oil, gas. Okay, oil, gas, you can say other as well, uranium and whatnot. Okay, energy, oil, gas. Okay, and certain industries. That those sectors, in my humble opinion, so now platinum, yeah, surveillance, we'll see, right? So these sectors, in my humble opinion, are going to see this. Okay, the sectors that are going to go see this is going to be AI. They are ridiculously overvalued. AI related industries. Okay, AI dependent industries, government. And this goes beyond just putting your money in the stock market, right? Beyond putting your money in the stock market, right? This goes about finding a career, having a job. If you have a job in government, and we were talking about this a few years ago, right? 4 or 5 years ago, I think was the first time I mentioned that if you're working for government, you need to find a new career, because all governments are going to downsize in the Western world anyway, right? They're going to lay people off, the yin yang, right? And that's what we're seeing happen, because governments are bankrupt. May they be municipal, federal, provincial, state, whatever it is, they have been indebted, borrowing money like there's no tomorrow, and parking it in ridiculous places. One of the places they've been parking it, especially United States government, different levels of government, cities, counties, municipalities, states, federal government, they've been buying Israeli bonds, and Israeli bonds have dropped 4 levels in the last 2 years, right? They're in the next little while, I think they're going to go junk status personally. And governments are invested in junk bonds, right? Which kicks us into bonds. You do not want to be in bonds. You do not want to be in bonds, and you do not want to be in real estate. Again, I'm saying you do not want to be. This is not financial advice. This is not financial advice. Okay, this is not financial advice. Okay, so keep in mind, these are, and there's more related to this, right? There's some consumer goods here that are good, some consumer goods here that are bad, right? So you can put consumer goods in both, right? Consumer goods, consumer goods. So what you're going to do when there's two industries in both up and down is you want to pick the winners, right? Which ones are the winners? Well, in general, the winners I'm not going to get there, but there's sometimes bottom feeding things that are bouncing off the bottom are a good place to be when there's going to be a market. There's going to be a shift in where money is going to be going, right? Where money is going to be going. Okay. And Sona is putting up some of the stuff: platinum, pharma, real estate, surveillance, depending on which one you want to talk about, right? Pharma, I personally wouldn't be in. Okay, I don't know if it's my moral, my personal preference, because I haven't been. The only thing we were doing was shorting Pfizer and Moderna. We were shorting Moderna, what was in $300–400 range, right? And we talked about this when we were doing the personal finance stuff, right? A lot of it I was mentioning to people that were trading the markets. We had shit ton of puts on Moderna when it was in 300s and 400s. Started at the 200s, doubled up 300s, doubled again at 400s, wrote it down. Not all the way down to where it is now, because you got to take your profits, because puts have a time frame on them, right? And Pfizer as well, puts on Pfizer. I don't know what they're doing now. Well, Moderna I know is sitting in the 20 range. As far as I'm concerned, Moderna should be zero, right? What are good Sibues? I can't get into good consumer stuff. I can only tell you that for the long, I don't want to give stock picks, but I will, right? I'm not giving you stock picks. This is not personal finance stuff, but family has calls on Lululemon. Okay, why? Because it's bouncing off the bottom, in our humble opinion, and the Supreme Court in the United States is going to say that Trump's tariffs are unconstitutional, and certain stocks are going to go boom, right? Because the tariffs have been hurting them. So any stocks where the tariffs have been hurting them, have come down because of the Trump tariffs, might do a pop-up. Prowler says PepsiCo. I haven't looked at PepsiCo. Water is life, Sona says, 100%. Okay, so keep this in mind. It's up to you where you think the ride up is going to be, where the ride down is going to be, but never forget that you can trade the wave. You can trade the wave. So for example, I say AI is going this, but in the last few weeks we've been doing puts and calls short term, sometimes a day of we buy and sell, or couple of days max, puts and calls on Nvidia, right? But Nvidia, in humble opinion, is doing this, right? Prowler Ranger, food giants are going to make crazy earnings, and money keeps being printed. 100%. But what is the value of that money, right? Been busting. Seems to me Amazon isn't going anywhere and will just keep growing. I think they want to eventually get a government contract to secure USP. To a certain degree, yes. Some of the big guys agree. They're not going anywhere. However, how overextended are their stocks? I don't think Amazon is that overextended yet, but I haven't been following the chart on it. Okay, now